I got it. This joint got me super activated. Shit got me feeling like big face Benny out this joint. You know what I mean? Uh, but you know we here if you want to talk about it. I don't know what's going on, y'all. But what up, Ski? But let's talk about boxing right quick, y'all. You know what's a lot going on. I don't really know what's going on, y'all. I'm gonna be real. I don't even know what's going on. See, this joint got my head big. You know what I mean? No diddy, but this joint crazy. This joint crazy. You understand me? Uh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm about to take this joint down. This joint got me looking like a big face 20 out this joint. Real ski, man. This joint got me looking like a big face 20 out this joint. Uh, let me see. Can I put it like this? Yeah, I'm gonna try it like this. It's the best way I can do it. Hopefully, this is the best way I can do it. I can present it. If anything, you know, I'm waiting on the host to pop up, so we can go live through a split screen. So that's why my head probably big as shit. No diddy. Uh, but at the end of the day, it's boxing, baby. The WBA plus place Gervonta Tank Davis in recess. You know, uh, yes, I'm saying it, and I'm gonna keep it tall, and I'm gonna keep keeping it tall, keep it, and I'm gonna always say it and stand on everything I say. Is how how they moving Lamont career is crazy. I just made a beat too, so let me play this beat in the background. You understand me? Let me play this beat in the background. I made this beat, so do not trying to give me a copyright. I just created this beat. But at the end of the day, the way they moving Lamont Roach career, and I'm speaking of Pro Box TV because I dislike when people say, "Well, it's PBC." The last time I checked, Lamont Roach is not a PBC fighter. He's a Pro Box TV fighter, and Pro Box TV got a lit camp. I love all of the fights Pro Box put on. Sometimes Paulie got to tighten up. The hate you got for people, don't broadcast it and put it in the universe. Keep that shit to yourself. I like Chris Algieri, but Chris Algieri got to stick to the rules and stick to the guns and to the people that cut him the check. But what I'm about to state here is how Paulie disliked Tank. They talk bad about Boots instead of telling the truth. Is Virgil was a duck, you know? And fuck that. I'm gonna start with the Virgil situation now. If Oscar De La Hoya is trying to get a 60-40 split, 5% goes to the winner too. What's the problem? So you want to sue Oscar to make it a 50-50 fight. When he doing the most to get you a 60-40 fight. Make the shit make sense. It's called the duck of the century. Virgil Ortiz is the duck of the century, and I want the world to understand, know, and learn that what's going on in the sport of boxing is too much marinating. Y'all people, listen. If Jerome Booton is beat a champion, he been fighting. Listen, Roman Villa will beat the dog shit out of Virgil at that time before Boots knocked him out. But the key thing I'm getting to is Sergey Lipinets. It's a bigger name than everybody on Virgil's resume. Sergey Lipinets is a bigger name than everybody on Virgil Ortiz's resume. One. Dave Avinesia is a bigger name than all of them guys on Virgil Ortiz's resume. Two, right? Stanionis is a superstar, bigger name than everybody on Virgil resume. That's three, right? Castillo Clayton, the time when Virgil moved up to 147, Boots came into 147 when he got backed by Cameron Duncan and all that and started being publicized on TV. All of you guys was the names at 147. Because remember, Spence, Bud, Danny, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Ugas, Pacquiao, even Brian Mendoza jumping in and out of that shit. But at the end of the day, all of y'all was the 147s at that time. You know, when Bud moved up in 2018, because he moved up to 147 in 2018, y'all, he came in with that class and didn't fight nobody in that class. But I can say Dave Avenesia, he did fight. He fought Dave Avenesia, so let me smack myself for that. You feel me? Shut the fuck up, one. You understand me? Bud did fight Dave Avenesia, so let me clear that up because I put my own foot in my mouth. But at the end of the day, who did Virgil fight out of there? That's all I want to know. That's all I'm just asking. Because a lot of people really don't know. A lot of people really don't know. You know? But when you get people that create a narrative and trying to get ahead of the game and create false narratives and lie, you know, and saying, well, a person wanted to. Now we see who wanted the tune-up. Because I'm going to keep it real. Emerson Lubin is a tune-up. I don't know what the fuck any of y'all. That guy is a tune-up. Straight tune-up, man. That's all I'm saying, Steve. With me personally, you know, I ain't got no problem with Lubin because all of us knew Lubin was shell shot. Only thing I'm mad about Lubin is you should have went for the championship title, which was the IBF. Could have went that route. At least you would have fought for a title if you would have got knocked out. We would have said at least he went out on his shield. You hear me? But for this stunt, for the world can see in this place, you got these people creating a narrative. Make the shit make sense. Why are you trying to sue your promoter for trying to get you the biggest bag out of this fight to make sure you got a better situation out of this fight when you lose? And you want the world to, no, I want it to be a 50-50. Stop fucking lying. Stop lying, man. You're a compulsive liar, man. You got to stop that, man. It's bad for the business, but what's bad for the business is all you call, but Virgil ain't ducking. Yo, Rick Merengue, aka Rick Meren, whatever the fuck his last name is, Meridian, he speaks for Virgil. So everything he's saying is what Virgil and his pop, they don't want to fight. They scared. Remember, Boots ran them niggas out of 147. Then I watched the Ring Magazine. The Ring Magazine is bad. That Ring podcast, Max Kellerman, Mike Coppinger. See, Berto, you gotta talk. Cause you letting these niggas trying to shit on Al Heyman name, which is crazy. You need to talk. You worried about a fucking paycheck from these niggas. We understand, but them niggas ain't treating you like Al Heyman. Fuck is you talking about? They not treating you like Al Heyman did, man. You know that. You know that. I know that. We all know that shit. Ain't none of them treat you like Al, broski. Nobody. You know? And that's a fact. And I'm going to always give y'all a fact and talk facts. Because it's all facts, no opinion, sport podcast. Nigga, I don't let nothing bear that. We get straight to the sauce, everything. Saucy, you hear, Ski? But another thing I want to know is, right, of why Pro Box TV, which I don't even believe is Pro Box TV. It got to be whoever Lamont manager is. Bro, shout out to you for getting him the good fights. But keep him steady at one division right now, man. So he can clean that division up if y'all really believe in him. Do I believe Lamont is a great fighter? Yes, I do believe he's a great fighter. The he comes from the DMV area. He comes out of the camp with Tank Shakur, Keyshawn, Tio. He comes from that camp. He's cut from that cloth. You understand me? And because I watched during the time he got the Tank fight, we watched the world. We watched the world criticize Tank. Oh, he's fighting a smaller guy. And then I was the only channel, me, all facts, no opinions. Louis 13. I was the only guy on social media stating that Lamont Roach is a bigger fighter than Tank. He's bigger than Tank. Only thing is, he just won a champion at 130. He campaigned in 3 weight classes: 140, 135, 130. Now y'all seeing it comes out to be true. You seen him win a title at 130 with Hector Garcia. You seen him move back up and fight Tank, and you seen him move to 140 and fight who? Pitbull. The WBA, you know, be easy with this one. Let Schofield and Lucas Badati, fight for that WBA title, and Lamont get the winner out of that. Why? Because it's going to make it a bigger and more intriguing fight. Because Lamont already a pay-per-view star. His last 2 fights was pay-per-view. Did great numbers. The venue did great. He's a pay-per-view star now. The only person in boxing history that I know of to date, because I didn't go do my research, which I need to go do, that I know Lamont Roach, out of the 2 biggest fights of last year, is went on a draw 2 times. A lot of people thought he lost the Pitbull fight, but he received the draw. And that's great. That's great for him. I made and awarded Lamont Roach the Fighter of the Year, and gave him the award on this podcast. You know, uh, if I was the WBA, I'd slow that roll. I mandate Schofield by Dottie February 21st on the Ryan and Barrios undercard. Because Schofield gonna bring the numbers. He gonna sell. That little kid sells, man. And that's Golden Boy, golden ticket right now. Yeah, I'ma say, him and Ryan. Golden Boy still got Ryan, because that's what I mentioned about the ring, because y'all keep mentioning Ryan. Listen, you don't mention Tank name, y'all mention Boots name. Like, bro, y'all need to learn how to like. I watch Shady literally says, "What Bug gonna earn for Boots versus Bud?" Listen, Jerron Boots has been Bud Crawford mandatory since 2020. If you niggas know anything about boxing, he went from WBO number 7 to the mandatory in 2020, 2020, 2021 to 2022. When 2022 game, he went the IBF route first. Sergey Limpin is the only fighter to stop the former champion, IBF champion at 147, and kept it pushing and became Spence mandatory. But the world knows Spence was running around collecting the titles at the time. So niggas chilled and let him collect the titles, and then the undisputed situation happened. Then what happened? Jerron Boo Tennis became Bud mandatory for the second time. First was the WBO, second was the IBF. Make it make sense, Shady. So you went up, instead of fighting Jerron Boots Ennis, you went up and fought a guy named Israel Majimov, who nobody in the world knew. And forced the world that, because he got 10 fights, he the best guy when the world know Charlo still was undisputed. Make it make sense. I know, because I got flags and I got strikes because of this shit. And I can show and prove the proof. You don't remember y'all had the Riyadh WBC title up there, and then the WBA said enter. Make it make sense. Remember, I exposed it. Y'all gave me a channel. Y'all gave me a hit on my channel. Y'all gave me a strike. That's why I'm shadow banned to this day. You feel me? You can't tell a person that used to have 1,000 motherfuckers on their lives, the motherfucking 800 people on their lives. Now I only get probably 10, 20 people on my live. Make it make sense to a player. Juice. Hot damn it, man. Y'all niggas be tripski out here, man. Man, nigga, Carry It Tubman, nigga. Man, Carry It Tubman, nigga. You know me, nigga. They call me Malcolm Flex. I'll flex on you niggas, man. Stop playing with me, nigga. Call me Martin with the Ruger. Play with me, I shoot you. Like Shakur posing on the picture, nigga. You dig, Ski? But the WBA push it right. No, because right now y'all got Lamont looking like a weight dot. Real rap. You got him looking like a weight doc. You hear me? Hey, 1-3. Yo, that's 1-3, out that guy for real ski. You hear me? Out of that guy for real ski, And the bad promotion that's going on in boxing, I told y'all, they're going to sabotage American boxing to try to boost Zuffa boxing. Then Ryo Venezuela, come on, Ryo. Zuffa, Ryo. Zuffa. I'm done with these niggas. Crucify these niggas, man. People talk about boxing. Y'all niggas fucking boxing up. Y'all making it so WWE. We see the agenda y'all trying to push. Then you watch Max Kellerman, that's why I'm going for. Man, shut your dumb ass up, man. Don't know nothing about boxing, really. Especially a lot of you motherfuckers that say you was amateurs and been in the rings. When Tank took that knee, if none of y'all don't know how a fighter can take a knee, man, y'all need to get the fuck up out of boxing. Or whoever trained you, taught you, coached you, they don't know shit. You might think they know something, but they don't know nothing if you don't know the rules. The refs know. Why do you think Floyd never hired Kenny Bayless as a referee when he was a pro fighter before he retired? Because he knew Kenny was what? Kenny came on live to say, yo, I used to be a judge, but I was so young I became a rough judge. And my brother was a judge. No Las Vegas. Vegas, So he knew the outcome, what they was going to do. They knew the position and the relationship that they had with Top Rank. That's why he pushed aside. I'm just saying, though, I don't make shit up. I just give it the facts. I just give it the facts. And this is my first time trying it like this. No, not my first time. I used to do it before, but I'm talking about recently as of this year on this channel, because yesterday I did it on my other channel. But usually I be restream, and I see, restream will connect me with more numbers. So, I'm going back to restream, Pimp Juice. But besides that, I'm going to give y'all both ways like this. I still got the Tank resume situation I got to break down and pop up. But I broke down majority of his resume yesterday, but I'm going to do it again because I'm going to make it a segment for him. And that's going to be episode 3 of Facts versus Opinions. Because it's all about the resumes of who you fought. You feel me? And I want people to understand is the fighters at that time that they fought was somebody. So I'm disliking all these, but he wasn't. No, nigga, you wasn't the fuck there. You wasn't the fuck there. That's one thing, motherfucker. You wasn't the fuck there. I was there. Majority of you niggas was there, and all of you people that was alive and was talking and preaching boxing, every motherfucker that everybody fought at that time was those guys, man. It was top 10. But not how Top Rank come at you or fight a motherfucker that got a name was really ranked a number 54, but you only fuck with him because of his name, like an American. I'm just saying though. Before Danny knocked Americano, I remember he got knocked up at like 07, 08. That nigga been chinny. And listen, the best, the best fighter. And yo, I love this segment. Please, the Peterson brothers, Lamont Peterson, Anthony Peterson. Hey, Lamont, what you dropped that episode 1, we need more of that. When them Peterson brothers, listen, please go to Lamont Peterson page. I gotta check Anthony Peterson, but on Lamont Peterson page, go check him out. The GOAT. Lamont was the best. The GOAT. DMV area, stand up. Lamont was a beautiful fighter, man. That guy was beautiful. But he gave you gems, he gave you knowledge, and he gave you game, and he gave you the understanding, And you can learn a lot just off that segment he dropped, episode 1. And please, I hope there's more episodes to come. Drop one every month, however you're going to do it. I love it, and I know the world going to love it, especially coming from y'all. Gems in the game, especially coming from y'all. You feel me? The coaching game is crazy because you like you can tell Lamont, knowledge of the game, his IQ of the game is, man. All you gotta do go watch every fight with him. You feel me? Even certain fights when he was, when he was too dehydrated. You feel me? All types of how certain people get blisters, sores in their throat, mouth, etc. The things they go through to put on still spectacular performances of what they're giving you. Especially how he killed himself just to fight Timothy Bradley. I want y'all to go check that out. How he said he overtrained himself. You feel me? When he never had to do it. Because when you overtrain yourself, you lose it, man. If you don't want to go to the gym every day, you got to rest your body. So the days you're going to rest your body, you can still go to the gym. Just do pad work. You on the pads. So while you're on the pads working like this, you're still resting your body. But now what? You're learning defense as you go. Instead of you always on offense and then you think now you know because you're on the pads. You doing you. So now you working on your defense of parrying, catching, shooting. But people ain't gonna give you the gems in the game because you know how it go, man. Everybody think they know something when they know nothing. That's all I'm saying. Everybody think they know something when they know nothing. You can learn every day. You can learn from a 1-year-old, an infant, a 10-year-old, a person that's 3,000 years old. You can learn from a person every fucking day. Piper, nigga, you tripping. Nigga, half of these government officials, half of them motherfuckers older than the motherfucker. These niggas just be lying. Them niggas be looking like fucking old ass distant cousins and shit. You know what I mean? I'm just stating facts. I show you a picture of my cousin from Puerto Rico. I'm talking this picture probably in the 40s or 50s and shit. You know what I mean? 60s around there. That nigga look just like my son. I thought, what the fuck my son doing on that picture? You know what I mean? Just like him. But at the end of the day, man, the shit people doing in boxing to sabotage American boxing is crazy. Because you see it, if you think I'm lying, just look at all of the bad promotion. Shit, Canelo Crawford was bad promotion. My people in Vegas was like, yo, ain't no pictures up here, ain't no posters. Then a week or 2 weeks before the fight, then you promote it. No, you don't do it like that, man. Don't do the like. All right, let's say they announce a fight, then they start doing the interviews. Then no, don't do that. Wait till mid. When they in camp and they getting off camp, then you flood the market. That full week, 2 weeks, you flood the market with all interviews because you're promoting it. If you're gonna promote it like this, you feel me? But when it's big fights like Tio and Shakur of 2026, the biggest fight in boxing, we need better promotion than this. I'm just saying though. But you see Dana White running around how they promoting Zuffa. I'm just saying though, just look at it. I mean, just look at it. That's all I can say. Just look at it. That's all you gotta do. Look at the situation. You gotta do. Look at the situation. I don't like to shoot off the hip and tell y'all some shit that I don't know. You feel me? We all got the same eyes. We all hear the same shit. We just speak different. But we all got the same 7 and the same 24. And when you watching the same fights, we all watching. What is your the key thing? What's the key thing you're looking at? What are you looking for in a fighter? Just to give him an edge or a victory in that fight. Like I'm gonna use Shakur De Los Santos for an example. I'm gonna use Shakur De Los Santos for an example, and I'm gonna ask you, how did you critique that fight when you was watching it for the first time? You feel me? If you was watching it for the first time, there's no lie. You'll be like, damn, all right. We see the aggressor. We see him on his back foot. We see him running. All right, De Los Santos won the fight. But he was going to get awarded, and De Los Santos wasn't going to walk out of top rank beating the number one prize fighter, who he already got a title at 130 or 126 by the WBC. You feel me? A lot of people get rewarded for shit. That's all I'm saying though. I watch a lot of people be trying to shit on Tank, right? But y'all know Tank was a champion before Loma and all these niggas, and they end up stripping him just to give the belt to Loma. I want y'all to go do y'all research on that. Fuck what I say. I'm gonna put it out there in the atmosphere, and I want y'all to go do y'all research on that. Even when he beat Leo Santa Cruz, it became unified chat. That's all I'm saying though. Remember Leo Santa Cruz, where I think it was like 126 or some shit like that. Remember he was a unified champ when Muhammad Tank fought. They fought for both unifications, and Tank won and became unified champ of that division. I want y'all people to make sense because he beat champions. Don't do that to that boy. But I'm gonna cook on that segment. So 3, big dog. Big dog. And another thing, right? Another thing I want a lot of people to understand, right? The boxers, as of today, there are a lot of fanboys. There are a lot of fanboys, especially people that critiques boxing and analyze boxing. There are a lot of fanboys. And what I mean by that, instead of loving the sport of boxing, you love a particular fighter. And when you love a particular fighter, you're going to create narratives that's going to be diabolical. You know what I mean? There's going to be a diabolical. But when you let other people understand how you really feel about a certain fighter, then you start critiquing the sport of boxing, but you always protecting a certain fighter. It's crazy. And a lot of people do shit because they try to get an interview. But all you got to do is just be yourself. Be yourself. You hear me? Be a man, Peter Pan. Be your motherfucking self. Now, man, nigga gonna fuck with you just because he fuck with you. You feel me? Like, when I interview people, I nigga, I tell them what the fucking fans want to hear. You feel me? I ain't gonna hold no punches. Cause at the end of the day, that person gonna be like, yo, that motherfucker got the balls to tell me this and that, and I had to tell them the truth. You feel me? Cause the fans see it. Or is it really, all right, I'm gonna give you the interview, but we can't talk about this type shit. You know what I mean? Cause like I said, that 6 million shit with these niggas, with the rank Shady and them say, can I talk about it? Bro, hey Shady McCoy, I want you to go back. I want you to go back and pay attention to all of them Gates Boots fight that was in Philly and Atlantic City and see what he grows. See what he grows before people took their money. See what he grows. And you're gonna be like, oh, that 6 million ain't shit to that kid. But the Dave Avianesia, everything grossed up to $9 million. That 6 million ain't shit to that kid. I want you to go back because you from the you from the state of Pennsylvania. You play for the city of Philadelphia, and we love you to death. But bro, you ain't the fuck ready, man. Y'all better go back and look at them numbers, man. Y'all better learn about the back end. And Andre Burnham, I'm highly disrespected. And the reason I state that because how you let these people talk about fucking Al Heyman, you should correct L Max Chill. I understand what you're saying, but we're not gonna do this to my dog. I understand this man cutting the check, but you ain't gonna try to play Al because Al that nigga. Fuck you talking about. Al put on the biggest fights. What the fuck Max Kellerman talking about? Al Heyman put on the biggest fights. Turkey, listen, shout out Turkey, shout out Real Season. Yes, they put on some great, excellent fights, but it wasn't the biggest fights the fans wanted. We wanted Canelo Benavidez. We ain't wanted no fucking Canelo Bud Crawford. Bud wasn't Canelo mandatory. That shit just was a money grab. And we all knew the outcome. We all knew that they're gonna make him 3 times in the speed. We knew the shit was rigged. We ain't wanted that shit. We wanted Bud in boots. But Bud ass when he ran to you, y'all gave him Madrimov and trying to make a Madrimov into a pit bull when Madrimov keep getting his ass whipped. Make the shit make sense. Now y'all gonna try to give him an easy victory. Man, get the fuck out of here. Niggas know the playbook, man. We see this shit clear as day. We see it clear as day. We see it clear as day. And those the fights we wanted. We wanted Virgil and Boots since 147. Since 2021, that fight should have happened. Virgil kept fucking corriendo, corriendo. That nigga kept running. But a lot of you motherfuckers just started watching boxing, so you wouldn't really know. And for the people that do, speak on it, man. Speak on it. It ain't no disrespect. Speak on it. Speak on it. You know, and I watch a lot of people say, right? Shout out Shady McCoy. I watch a lot of people say when Shady McCoy told Virgil that, he was trying to give him a hit, come over here, people trying to grab you, But at the end of the day, it ain't nothing like that. It's Virgil went on record and said Oscar De La Hoya always did good by his side. So now where did everything go wrong? I want y'all to pay attention. Virgil said he wanted the Boots fight bad. He wanted to be a 50-50, right? So why is you trying to sue him? your promoter, who Eddie Hearn and them was agreeing to the 60-45% split. So you're suing him over that. Y'all make it make sense. That shit call it duck. I'm gonna ask y'all, would you do a 50-50 split or 60-45% go to the winner? Make it make sense. You wanna go the right way, right? Make this shit make sense. These motherfuckers, man. Stop letting these people mind fuck you. Stop. Stop letting these people mind fuck you. You know what I mean? Because a lot of y'all dopamine ain't even right. Y'all frequency so low, it's fruitacious, nigga. Real shit. But at the end of the day, like I say, it's the sabotage of American boxing. T.O. Shakur, the biggest fight of 2026 as of today, because we don't know how the rest of the year gonna go. But as of right now, T.O. Shakur is the biggest fight in boxing, and the promotion is fucking horrible. So it's up to our job to next week to promote this motherfucker like it's supposed to be. You understand me? Because I pray that it's pay-per-view, because both of these brothers should be pay-per-view stars. They should have been pay-per-view stars. You know, that's why I figured Top Rank dropped the ball at, you know, even though they still got Tio. If this is a pay-per-view fight, you keep him as a pay-per-view a fighter. Keyshawn on the card, Shushu on the card. If this is all a pay-per-view fight, all of these fighters on this card, and if it does well, they should stay hosting pay-per-view fights. That's it, because that's what a lot of fighters earn money, gain money. You understand me? Because a lot of people need to understand the business. You know, when you become a champion, you make millions. You know, but when you gain that WBC title, you know that shit 10 million, 20 million on up. The world know that. You understand me? The world know that. A lot of people know that. If you know, you know, because it's the most prestigious belt in the game. You hear, Ski? No, the WBA is the oldest belt in the fucking game. You know, and you make tens and twenties and hundreds of millions with each and every other title, but it depends what type of fighter you is, and do you sell out Shitland circuits, club circuits? Can you really sell out in an arena, etc.? And a lot of fighters don't, you know. But shout out to the fighters that did, like a Jerron Boots Ennis, like a Bud Crawford of Omaha, like a Shakur Stevenson and Noor, like these brothers, Keyshawn and Noor. You understand me? Like these brothers really sold. You feel me? They really sold, as we seen to date of what we seen with our eyes. These brothers really put on, and take Boots out of the equation and Keyshawn out of the equation. We watch a certain entity sabotage Bud Crawford and Shakur Stevenson because the contracts was, you know, how they did that with Bud Crawford, how they, we gonna give you the Pacquiao fight, and y'all reforced him to sign back with Top Rank 2018 when he could have went the PBC route and became a pay-per-view star and could have got all of the fights that he wanted. But y'all made him create the word the other side of the streets when it really wasn't no other side of the streets. Niggas just ain't wanted to do business with Bob. And it probably wasn't even Bob. It probably was the other people that was running it. No, because you know how Floyd ain't messed with him. You seen how he left on bad terms, buying himself out his contract. You know, end up then that's when Al Heyman grabbed him. He go to Golden Boy, and Oscar De La Hoya turned into a superstar. Um, but yes, during the time, I'm glad Max Kellerman exposed it, because I always told people when Oscar fought Bernard became a partner. Sugar Shane became a partner. Even Manny Pacquiao became a solid partner. At that time, everybody Oscar was fighting, it was like it was a WWE situation because he was losing to them, you know, and certain people became silent partners, you know, and I won't be surprised if Floyd did too, you know, but to each his own. If you know the game and how it was being played back then, that's how the game was. But as of today, man, the fights that we always wanted to see, we never got, you know, we never got, and it's like we're never going to get it, you know. Canelo was going on a Mexican world tour, you know. Shout out my co-host Santos Boxing, because Santos going to even tell you. Uh, Even shout out Frontline, you know, shout out Fast Life, uh, shout out all my guys. You hear me? But shout out Weeks, you know. I mean Leaks. My apologies. Shout out Leaks. Shout out Yoda. Snoop. Shout out everybody. But getting back to the shit I'm about to drop is Al Heyman put on a lot of big fights. You know, because I watch Max Kellerman trying to say, oh, well, no, Al put on the biggest fights in boxing that was the biggest fighters at that time. So I don't know what the fuck you talking about. That's why you got fired. You know what I mean? 2 times. Now you trying to promote the Zuffa boxing shit when it's Zuffa boxing going to be what it is, but it's not going to be like it ain't going. Listen, it's not going to outdo boxing. Niggas already tried it. It's not going to do it. But y'all, we see the sabotage that's going on. You know what I mean? But we see the truth. Because we watch we hear and watch the hypocrisy that these we're not going to deal with the body sanctions, but Dana, no, now you making comments and posts. Now you got to deal with them, nigga. Look at the people you signing. You got Ryo on a card for February. He's on the February card. Ryo Venezuela, Jose Ryo Venezuela. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like it's crazy, man. It's crazy. You go from making millions of dollars just to go down and make chump change. Make it make sense. That's all I want to know. Make it make sense. But hopefully, those fighters get big deals because shit, them niggas got what? 9 billion? They got a Bilski? Niggas got a Bilski. You know what I mean? So hopefully, they get to make it happen, Captain. You know? Make everything happen. Give me a second, y'all. Put the phone on charge. My apologies, y'all. Please hit that like button. Nah. But you know me, man. Tougher than your OG, huh? No, but yeah, getting back to the Ryo and Zuffa. I want to know no, because it looked like Ryo signed to them. Because I'm pretty sure PBC just ain't gonna send him to Zuffa boxing and be like, yeah, yo, you wanna go over there and fight? You wanna go over there and do this? I don't believe that. But hopefully we get to see something. Hopefully we get to see something. Man. Hopefully we get to see something. We're gonna see who's Ja Opataya sparring partner gonna be. We're gonna see who he's gonna fight. Um, Me personally, um, probably be another trash can. Ain't no disrespect. Probably be another trash can. Which a lot of people want to glorify. Because it depends who you are. It's always about who you are, so you can glorify certain people. And that's why I just laugh at people, man. Because you can fight. All right, let's say you at you at 147, right? But a guy that's ranked, let's say a Brian Mendoza, right? Brian Mendoza ranked, let's say he's ranked number 7 for the WBA, right? Let's say he ranked number 7 for the WBA at 154. But you need to fight at 147. Let's say Devin Haney need to fight at 147. Brian Mendoza come down and fight Devin Haney at 147, right? People would say, oh, well, Dev ain't fighting nobody. Bro, you know who the fuck Brian Mendoza is? That's number one. Do you know who Brian Mendoza is? That's number one. Number two, number two should be number one is nigga like it's still an affordable opponent. It's a great opponent. It's a heavy name on a resume. But a lot of people don't want to award people like that, and it'd be crazy. And whoever get the victory, because if Brian get the victory, they're gonna say, "Oh, it was a lucky victory." He was a bigger fighter. Nah, nigga. Nah, like people gotta put respect on fighters' names. Cause like when Tio fought Steve Claggett, I seen Steve Claggett fight way before he fought Tio. And every fight that I seen him beside, the fights that went the distance, I always thought he got robbed. He just always got the bad end of the stick. But he can fight. Steve Claggett can fight. You want to see what your fighter got? Put him in there with Steve Claggett. Matias Steve Claggett will be a rumble. Pitbull Steve Claggett will be a rumble. Gary Antoine Russell Steve Claggett will be a rumble. Dalton Smith Steve Claggett will be a rumble. If Dalton Smith need a fight over there in his hometown and he can get a Steve Claggett to be the best fight for him. Because it's a rumble, it's a great fight. He's coming to fight. And I promise you, man, it might not go the way you think. It might not go the way you think. That boy can rumble, man. He can rumble. I like him as a fighter. He can rumble, you know. And I got videos of Matias, still, resting, but went back to the gym through a couple of situations. Face look, like it's healing up like Wolverine. But I want to know what's next for Matias, because we can still get all of the great fights. He can still get into championship fights, title eliminators. You know, it just was a bad stoppage. It was an early stoppage. Should have let Dalton finish his food. You know, and that's why I hope. Cause so far that's how the whole 2026 started, right? All WBC shit, right? The same night, right? Jadi Herrera, Ricardo Nunes. Remember that fight? Caballero and Nick Buck. That joint. Only two early stoppages for two WBC interns. Two early stoppages. Bad stoppages. And then you go into the main event, which was on a different card. Because this was their own card in Germany. And you was watching the zone. And then when you shoot over to this card and you watch this card on Fresh Promotions on that pay-per-view, you like, what the fuck? But to each his own, man. To each his own, Never the chrome, to each his own. But another thing I want to get about this Tank situation, man, they gotta stop recycling news, man, and keep that boy name out of people's mouths, man. Like y'all people keep recycling old ass footage, old ass shit, and people so dumb they starting to believe that it's real now. Um, boxing needs Tank. Boxing needs Tank. Boxing is missing Tank. Boxing been dead without Tank Davis. I'm gonna keep it real, because we know he come on and put some great shows on. He put great performances on. Uh, if he come to your city, that shit like the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? He comes to your city, it's like the NBA Finals. You know what I mean? All Star Weekend. It's like the NBA All Star Weekend. It's like the Super Bowl. That should be lit. That should be lit when Tank come to your city. You understand me? And the fight is being held in whatever city he's in. And we need him back. We need him back, man, because it's like right now he being blackballed. And it's fucked up. It's fucked up because you see it. And y'all keep. They did it to Michael Jackson, nigga. They did it to Michael Jackson, nigga. What they doing to Tank, they did it to Michael Jackson. I said it, nigga. What they doing to Tank, they did it to Michael Jackson, nigga. They did it to Michael Jackson. All of this fake news, nigga, they did it to Michael Jackson. They did it to Donald Trump. Nigga, they even tried to do it to Jay-Z. Diddy was another issue. But what they doing to Tank, they did it to Michael Jackson, man. That's all I'm saying, man. Tank is innocent, man. When I seen him make that video, I think he had the John Morant on. Now we knew what he was talking about. Fuck running off on the floor. He ran off on the fast twice. My nigga Tankski, that boy outside for real. Like, yo, y'all bitches gotta chill, man. Y'all be making up false allegations and y'all people be believing in that shit, man. He can say, bitch, I ain't giving you no money. A month later, oh, he did this to me, he did that, and he got a dick here. Yup, I was there. Because I know you niggas. When Instagram first started, I remember this shit. I go to my kid's house, right? So when I'm there, I had hickeys on my neck and shit. So my kid's mom was like, damn, you let people put hickeys on your neck and shit? I was like, nah, man, the motherfucking, I'm making up a story. Like, yeah, the nigga grabbed me and shit. So the nigga started swinging me around my hoodie, and I'm like, this and shit. She said, nigga, I know you lying. So she took a picture and shit, posted it. You had all these dick eating niggas in the car. Yup, that's a hickey. Some bitch was sucking on his neck. Yo, you corny motherfuckers. Y'all niggas do anything for coochie, nigga. Y'all do anything, you lying motherfuckers all the way in the bleachers and the nosebleeds. Yup, he did it. Man, sit your dumb ass down. Tank is innocent, nigga. I said it. But they did to Michael Jackson, they doing the Tank. That shit ain't right, man. That shit ain't right. I'm gonna keep breaking their ankles, nigga. That crossover was crazy. I'm gonna try that joint right now. I'm gonna try that joint right the fuck now, nigga. Fuck they talking about. My nigga Tank. Nigga on the run eating. Nah, man, that nigga on the run eating. No, but fight week here. You feel me? What? Tomorrow fight night eve. Know what I mean? Andy Cruz, Raymond Mutaya, for the IBF title. Um, boxing wise, Andy can win the fight. I'm gonna keep it real, man. How? Cause I thought Tevin Farmer beat Raymond Mutaya. Tevin Farmer got robbed. He got robbed in that fight. He got robbed in the Williams Zepeda fight. The second Williams Zepeda fight, he still put on a better performance than Shakur Stevenson. What a fucked up hand. I'm just saying though, I'm just telling the truth, cause you can go back and watch it your damn self. Uh, but with this fight, Raymond Mutaya ain't no Keyshawn Davis. You feel me? He ain't no fucking Keyshawn Davis, especially when Keyshawn came on the scene, exploding, splurging. Remember, Keyshawn already had 3 fights. He was 3-0, if I'm not mistaken, with 3 knockouts. He fought on the Canelo card, which was a fucking pay-per-view card, top rank. What should be pay-per-view? Fought on the Eddie Hearn John, pay-per-view. And he fought on the Golden Boy John, pay-per-view, dog. So at the end of the day, he was 3-0 as a pro when he went back and fought Andy the last time, and Andy beat him. Remember? That nigga doing this and Andy in the background dancing. Then you had Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart Clown Key. For what reason? I don't know. But niggas thought he got the victory. It was a great fight. You feel me? And Andy Cruz pulled it off. He beat a professional boxer at the Olympics. You know, a rising star who became a champion and still a rising star to this day. You know, and the reason I state that because what you think Andy Cruz can do, the Raymond Mutaya. All Bozy did was teach him how to sit in the pocket more, exchange, catch, shoot. Give him a little grit to his style. But Andy Cruz is still that same fighter that he is. He's still the same Cuban style slick fighter that he is. Ain't nothing gonna change. And if it comes to it, he got so many tricks in the bag, he can pull it out. But a lot of people need to tuck their chins and keep their hands up, and that goes for both fighters. It goes for both fighters because Andy Cruz is gonna surprise a lot of people. But give me 1 second. That's where I'm about to get with this Jermaine Ortiz Keyshawn situation, right? Because we know Jermaine Ortiz can mimic Shakur Stevenson boxing style, right? And if Shakur Stevenson touches Keyshawn up in sparring all of the time, if Shakur Stevenson dropped Keyshawn in sparring, like people said, don't you think Jermaine Ortiz can do the same thing? And hold, I'm not done yet. Andy Cruz beat him 4 times with the same style. Shakur keep tagging Keyshawn up in, right? That's what people say, right? Can Jermaine Ortiz do the same thing? I'm just saying. Because when people told me Shakur dropped Keyshawn, I looked at them motherfuckers and said, stop lying. That shit was the other way around. Keyshawn dropped Shakur. Don't do that. I can't see it. I can't see it. Then when you got Hitchens coming out saying it and the person not denying it, I'm like, oh, this shit really did happen. But hey, to each his own. To each his own. But we're gonna see how this weekend is going to take place because if Andy Cruz wins, it's going to be a different shape in the 135 division, especially with the WBO situation with Tank and Recess. The world want to see Schofield, Lucas Baghdadi, and let Lamont Hill, and if he come back up to 135, he'll have a title shot, you know. But right now, the fight that should be made for the WBA is Schofield Baghdadi, because we got Cruz and Mataya right now. Then whoever Abdullah Mason is going to fight, you know, uh, and then you got the WBC. We just watched Jadia Harari become the WBC interim champion in Germany. Um, if we got to see how the Shakur fight play out, because if Shakur come back down, he got a tough fight to have. He got a fucking tough fight on his hands when he come back down, you know. But the key thing to that is, the last fight we just watched Javier Herrera be down. If I'm not mistaken, for the second time. I don't know, was it first time? I think it was the second time in his career. I think it was the second time in his career. Second or third time, some shit like that. It's going to be a tough fight for Shakur. Even though Hernandez he a switch hitter, but he got power, got pop. But it'll be a great fight. But sometimes a fight that we would think would be great, it'll be real, real boring. Because both of them gonna end up being in the southpaw position. Southpaw hate fighting another southpaw. So it probably be a little bit of both back foot and lateral movement, but we'll find out. What happens the 31st. Um, but those the fights. It's a lot of cool fights to be made at 135. Um, Shooting up. No, yeah, I'm gonna shoot up the 140. No, we got Teal Shakur right now. Um, Gary Antoine already. He got something lined up. Dalton Smith just beat Matias. So, hopefully. And Hitch's got Oscar the Duarte, right? If I was hit from the rip, I'd be like, yo, fuck the Duarte. I'm unifying Dalton. Get ready, man. I'm coming. But since Hit took on a tough opponent, Hit need to understand what that. See, I don't know, because the advantage is like when you become an IBF title holder or champion, you understand the 10% hydration clause. You gotta be the same weight the night of the fight, and you only can rehydrate up to like 157 because if you at I mean 150 because if you at 140, right? So the Duarte, he looks big, but when people shred their body and shrink their body so much, that shit just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just when you fight people like that, you will understand. You will understand when you punch on a motherfucker that's losing weight. When you fighting a person that's 200 pounds, and you watching a 200-pound nigga, your bone structure, your genetics know that you're a big boned person. But your ass trying to, it's like a big nigga. When I go to the store and buy a small, this nigga buying my shit. And he putting on my shirts. And I'm like, yo, give me that shirt back, nigga, because this is the last shirt and you don't fit this motherfucking shirt. Nigga, you're 300 pounds. Why the fuck you trying to fit into a size 30 jeans and a motherfucking small t-shirt, nigga? It's not your size, nigga. It's my size. You ain't my shit. You understand me? So when a nigga 200 pounds trying to shrink down, let's say to like 140 or 130, you can take advantages of that. Why? Because he's still going through pain. And then he got to get used to that when you shrinking your body down. You understand me? But sometimes it's the things you eat and what you surround yourself around. I'm just letting you know, you understand me? Because when you up top, upstate, nigga in jail, you see it. You watch a big nigga become skinny, but you will see like you will see it. Like you will see it. Now I mean the deformation, you will see it. The bone structure, you will see it. The power, you will see it. How a person moves, if it's sluggish or not, you will see it. You know, and that's a person with an eye. An IQ mean everything. Listening to your corner, you keeping tools in your bag. Cause sometimes when you come, nigga, when you call in the play, bro, you gotta call an audible. You gotta call an audible. And a lot of people don't call audibles. Cause a lot of niggas fold under pressure. You understand me? And you don't want to fall victim to the fox and fold under pressure. Cause you watch, for instance, I watch a lot of people saying like Brian Norman Sr. was giving Junior bad coaching in the corner. Let me tell all, no the fuck he wasn't. He was giving his son the correct game. Because once the third round came, Devin Haney still was clinching. If you know boxing, you know from the first to the third, going into the fourth, Norman Jr. got to get his feet on the ground. His feet not planted. His feet is not on the ground, which means is he's always chinny in between those rounds. Devin Haney. Devin Haney became chinny, right? Devin Haney became chinny in his seventh, ninth round on up when he fought Ryan Garcia, right? Just giving y'all game. Just giving y'all game, right? So once Devin got the knockdown, right? What did he do? He started clinching after that. Boom, boom, clinch, boom, boom, clinch, clinch, clinch. He kept clinching. Devin the clinch Haney. But it was a good tactic on his behalf because I already scored a knockdown, which he could have finished, but he played it smart. Like, nah, I mean, I'm not gonna go in for the kill because this nigga he still got a little pop. I'm still feeling it. And in the late round, like y'all can't say Devin Haney won a clear as day because he didn't. It was pop, pop, clinch, and you watching Norman getting his licks off, getting his shots off, winning rounds. But you can't tell people who already got a. You see it. Tank said it the best. And the world knows, but went the win. And it went the distance, but people look at the knockdown like, but he wasn't hurt. But nobody talking about how he kept clinching. He had jab, jab, clinch, jab, jab, clinch, combination, clinch, clinch. Norman get off, he hit, clinch. Know what I mean? But one thing I can say though, Devin Wright was crazy. His overhand was fucking crazy throughout the whole fight. That shit was like when he was fighting Loma, and throughout from the first 5 to 6 rounds, how his jab was impeccable. But that overhand, he that certain judges could have just looked at that situation because that's what I was looking at. That's the only thing I paid attention to. I'm like, damn, he keep catching me with that overhand because that's what put him down. But it had pop. But once Norman got hit his feet on the ground and got something under his feet, the ground under his feet, he started to take off after that knockdown. Started to take off, and Devin started clinching. And then that's when you started to see it wear off on the which it should be a rematch. It should be a rematch. But I'm hearing Norman training with Derrick James right now. That's cool. He go Derrick James style was going to fit Brian Norman perfect. Why? Because he already got Derrick James style. He fight like Derrick James, move forward like a black Mexican. That's Derrick James style. You know, but the shit Steiner was telling Junior in the corner, it was great coaching. He ain't said nothing wrong. Like, bro, that nigga can't hit. All he doing is clinching. Combination. You feel me? Double up on the drag. When you double up, know what I mean? 1-1-2. Attack the body combination, laying that hook. Like everything he was giving that bro, like go get that motherfucker. It was great. So you going back in the corner like, yo, that nigga hit like a bitch. You don't hit hard. Well, go get him. He got you. Go get him because you can't leave it in these people's hands, and that's what happened. And people gonna say, oh, that's bad coaching when he was telling his son, no, it's not. No, it's not. Because sometimes when you a father and you're coaching your son, that shit comes. So that's when you will talk like that, like, oh, I can't let my emotions get the best of me. Nah, motherfucker, this is what you got to do. Because that's the language your child going to understand. When you're the trainer, a father and son duel. I'm just saying that. But thanks for everybody tuning in today. I appreciate it. Episode 44. Shout out my co-host Santos Boxing. It was a cool, great show today. First time. Yeah, man. Hey, man, yo, like I be on live, man. Y'all motherfuckers don't watch the live. Niggas be about fucking up my live, man. That's I'm gonna start putting my shit on Do Not Disturb, but I don't do that because I gotta keep my shit on just in case my PO call me and shit. You know what I mean? But when I go live, like, yo, go on YouTube, see if I'm on live, man. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to build. One thing about me, man. Uh, when you analyze boxing, we talking about boxing. But me, I ain't the type of person that that talk behind people back. I don't like to talk. That should be corny. Talking behind people back. You know what I mean? But when we talking boxing, we critiquing the sport of what we see. So that's not talking behind somebody back. Talking behind somebody back is you got a friend and you talking bad about him or nigga, like, bro, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Because once you want me to give my opinion to what you're saying, you're gonna make some shit up and say, oh, this nigga said such and such. No, and I ain't saying none of this shit that you said. You know, that's how it be. That's how it be, man. But besides that, man, before I end off, or episode 44. I want y'all to know what y'all think about this. Two things. Two things. Um, is Virgil Ortiz really skittered around boots in this? And the reason I state that is because we watch him run since 2021 from 147. He became sick. Then, he get in the ring, you really see his size. He really tell you what he gonna do to you. You look in his eyes, you're like, man, I can't fuck with this boy. But Eddie Reynoso called y'all on the phone and said, yo, you can't beat the boy right now. Eddie Reynoso made the phone calls like, yo, you can't beat the boy right now. Leave it alone. And you want to create false accusations, but the key thing of what I'm getting at is, right, people saying Virgil want to fight. He want to fight 50-50, right? Would you take a 50-50 fight, or your promoter trying to get you a 60-40 split? Not a 50-50 split, a 60-40 split plus 5% goes to the winner. So it's really 65-35 for the winner. Do you really want that? Because if you believe in yourself, you can win. You'll take it, right? Or no, all right, if I lose, I just want my 50% and I'm going. Because you're going to get your ass whipped. But this is the biggest duck of the century. And when you look on that lawsuit, it say Virgil Ortiz's name, not his manager. Now people talking about Rick Maringian, like, bro, that looks like he on some heavy shit. Know what I mean? But it is what it is. I'm up on out of here. Thank you everybody that tuned in and showed me love. You know what I mean? Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Shout out my co-host, Santos Boxing. Shout out everybody that pulled up on me. You know what I mean? It's all love. You know what it is. Episode 44, 4-5 coming. 4-5 coming. My nigga Trumpski. But at the end of the day, I'm up on out of here. Be out of here.